Leaving start higher level projectiles, question 3b. No diagram given here, so we'll create one. Plane inclined 30 degrees to the horizontal. Okay, here's my horizontal. It's supposed to be horizontal. Let me just fix that up. Here's my horizontal. Here's my 30 degrees. Particle projected up the plane. Initial speed u, angle theta. So up the plane, initial speed u, angle theta. A second particle is projected up the same inclined plane with initial speed u and angle alpha. So let me just do a second diagram. My 30, my u, and my alpha. The two particles hit the same point on the inclined plane. So let's just see where it is. Let's see here. Call this point Q. So find the time of flight for each particle and show that the ratio of the times is sine theta over sine alpha. Okay, so the times. So we know that the distance in the J, if we have our I and our J, we can get my accelerations as well. This is G, and this is 30. So my acceleration down in this direction, in the J direction, is G cos 30, and in this direction, in the I direction, is G sine 30, and there are minuses as well. So we know that the distance traveled in the J direction is equal to 0 at this point and at this point. So if we write out that equation, ut plus a half at squared, and we fill in the initial velocity for this one is u cos theta times I plus u sine theta times j. So my initial velocity here, u, is u in the j direction, u sine theta times t, minus my acceleration, which in this case is, we said in the I direction, in the j direction, g cos 30, so minus g cos 30 by t squared over 2, and that's equal to 0. So if we solve for two values of t, we're going to get u sine theta t minus cos of 30 is root 3 over 2, so that's going to give me a g root 3 t squared, and there's 2 by 2 on the bottom, equals 4. So factoring out your t, I get u sine theta minus root 3 over 4 gt equal to 0. So this guy has to be equal to 0. This is my initial time of 0. So u sine theta will be equal to root 3 gt over 4. So 4u sine theta is equal to root 3 gt. So over root 3g is equal to t. And similarly for this one, the only change is the angle. So for alpha, the time, we'll call this time 1 and we'll call this time 2. The time for alpha will be 4u sine alpha divided by root 3g. And they're looking for, what way did they want it? The ratio in a fraction form, sine theta. So time 1 over time 2 is 4u sine theta over root 3g divided by 4u sine alpha over root 3g, and everything cancels apart from the sine theta and the sine alpha. So that's what we've been asked to show in part 1. Part 2 asks us to show, find in terms of u the range. So the range we know is the s in the I direction or s in the x direction, whatever you're using, when theta is 45. Okay, so again, distance is equal to ut plus a half at squared. We had the initial velocity in the I direction was u cos theta, so we're looking at u cos 45. So not theta 45, they've given us the 45, u cos 45 times t, which we have, this one here, 4u sine 45 over root 3g. And the acceleration in the I direction we had earlier was this one, g sine 30 minus g sine 30. So minus g sine 30 over 2 times t squared, which is 4u sine 45 over root 3g to be squared. Okay, so multiplying this out on the left here, we're going to have 4u squared on top, and the cos 45 and sine 45 is 1 over root 2 by 1 over root 2. And that's going to give me 1 over 2. So it's going to be over 2 root 3 g and the 2 and the 4. So this left hand side, we just finish off the simplifying here. 2u squared over root 3g is that part. This one here, sine of 30 is a half, so minus g, not putting the minus in twice, minus g over 2 by sine of 30 is 1 over 2 by 16u squared, and sine 45 is again the same as this, so we're going to have a 2 on the bottom. That's going to bring a 2 down to the bottom. 2. The root 3 squared is 3, and the g to be squared is g squared. Simplifying this one, we're going to get g over 4 on the outside. On the inside, 16u squared over 6g squared. What can I cancel now? I can cancel the square part with that g. The 4 goes into the 16 4 times, and 6 divides by 2, and so does 4. So what's that going to leave me with? 2u squared over root 3g. And this is going to be 2u squared over 3g, it looks like, minus 2u squared over 3g. Now we could probably factor out 2u squared here over 3g, but let's just leave it like this for a minute, and we're asked to show that alpha is 15. So if alpha is 15, the distance has to be the same. They land at the same point. So we're just replacing 45 with 15 in here. So let's draw that out. So we're going to get u cos 15 by 4u sine 15 over root 3g. And we're going to get, that's the left hand side done, so we're going to get minus g, the acceleration is the same, minus g sine 30 over 2 times 4u sine 15 to be squared over root 3g. Okay, so calculator use will help here. If we type in cos 15 sine 15, we're going to get 1 over 4, so that would leave on top just 4u squared. The 1 over 4, the 4 will go to the bottom, and we get root 3g. So you can see here the 4's cancelled. We're left with u squared over root 3g. Looking familiar to the left hand side here. And then we're going to get minus, we've done this one already, it's going to be g over 4, because sine 30 is a half, by 16 u squared by sine 15 to be squared, which on my calculator gives me 2 minus root 3 over 4. Okay, well, let's bring that outside the bracket. 2 minus root 3 over 4. And on the bottom, we're going to have 3g squared. Okay, well, we can cancel this one straight away. This divides into this, and we're left with a 4. And this 4 and this 4 will cancel. So let's just write out what we're left with here. On the left, u squared over root 3g minus, we're just left with u squared over 3g times 2 minus root 3. So if we multiply that out, we're going to get u squared over root 3g here minus 2u squared over 3g, 2u squared over 3g, and we're going to get plus root 3u squared over 3g, root 3u squared over 3g. Now let's simplify this down. So simplifying this one, this root 3 over 3 root 3 over 3 is the same as, if we multiply by root 3 over root 3, it's the same as 3 over 3 root 3, which is 1 over root 3, which is the same as this 1 over root 3 here. So we have two of these guys, this and this are the same. So we have 2u squared over root 3g minus 2u squared over 3g. And are these two things the same? 2u squared over root 3g, yes. And 2u squared over 3g, yes. So therefore, alpha is equal to 15 degrees.